I thought we had some signs of real positivity. In that second period, we came out strong and gave ourselves a little cushion there. I think we might have got a little too comfortable.
Did you feel like that second period, was that one of the best second periods this team has played in quite some time?
I think in terms of getting to the net and goal scoring, yeah. I thought we did a lot of little things right.
Thank you.
Taylor.
As a team, we weren't able to break out and get it into their end. So it was tough sledding in that third, and they had the momentum the whole time, and it was tough to play like that.
Are you thinking, though, the law of averages, you get the game to overtime or to shootout, you're going to win one. Come on, you got to. You're probably thinking, okay, we've lost all the overtime games. If we're going to get into the shootout, we're going to win the game.
Yeah, it's you see teams around the league. Everyone wins those games. Everyone wins overtime games, shootout games, and it's you never know how different the season would be if earlier in the year we won a couple of those. So it's tough. We got to improve in overtime and make sure that we're getting chances. We're not giving up a bunch like we have been 4-4.
Did you guys feel like you sat back at all, or what do you think? Just they came on so strong?
Yeah, I think they came on so strongly. Forechecked so hard. It seemed like there were no plays for anyone on the ice, and we have to find a way to get our forwards and our defense connected. Support all over the ice. It didn't seem like we, there should be an out somewhere in the D zone, and we were unable to find it tonight.
Just the game, you had 2 goals and assists after the struggling to come back from the injury.
Yeah, I mean it's been tough sledding for for the team and for myself, and tonight wasn't a perfect game for either, but there were some good things, for myself and some offense from our team, which has been missing for most of the year.
Did you feel better yourself?
Going to happen next? What was it like playing in it?
Yeah, it was pretty similar. Both teams had some good offensive pressure. They're a team that forechecks real hard, so they got some momentum there at the end of the second with that power play goal, and they really came out hard in the third. But there's no excuses. We're up 3 goals. We got to find a way to close it off.
Yeah, when you are up 5-2, what would have you liked to have done that you didn't do in terms of some of the details?
I think just push back a little bit. Like I said, they had a lot of pressure on their forecheck. We're down 2 goals going into the third. They have the leading scorer in the league over there, and he gets 2 goals. So I think we got to be a bit more aware with our changes. I think he scored both of his goals in front of that. We got to do a better job of identifying who's on the ice and taking away their time and space as much as possible.
Thank you. Teddy, from a personal standpoint, do you feel like that was your best game as an Oiler?
Points-wise, you get 3 points, but I figure there's other games that I was doing the same thing. It's just kind of lucky bounce. I tip one, I get an assist on it. Nugent makes a great play on the goal, and then Halsey gets a breakaway goal. So it is nice to get rewarded for some of this work we've been doing, and it's nice to finally start seeing some chemistry with those 2 guys.
Sorry, I got in a little bit late, but the 5-2, was it a situation where they came on strong, or did you feel you guys sat back too much?
Well, we take a penalty with a minute left, and they score and get some momentum off it, and then they really got hungry in the start of the third. And I said it before, you got the leading goal scorer in the league over there, and he goes out and gets 2 goals to tie it up. We got to do a better job of identifying and taking away his time and space better than what we did.
We needed that win, and just coming back in the third the way we did, we played super aggressive, got it on them real hard. I thought we could have finished it off in regulation, but we hung in there. It was nice to get that win.
Pretty gritty effort considering Lindy said a lot of guys are here with the flu and things like that.
Yeah, we've got quite a few guys sick and, a few guys that are battling it today, but like I said, we'd like to take the second period back. Obviously, I thought the first we were real good. We got a little bit ahead of ourselves there in the second, and some missed assignments and some turned over pucks. But we sure battled back. I think the goal by Chubbs too at the end of the second gave us a big lift.
Yeah, he's talking about Tyler Seguin kind of taking his game to the next level.
Yeah, he's. It's funny. He just. Yeah, the guy's the best shooter I've ever seen, really, and it's when he gets chances, he doesn't miss too often. And I thought him and Ben really took the team on the shoulders tonight, and they led the way. And once those guys are going, we see it every. When they're going like that every night, they're just the toughest. They're impossible to stop.
You guys are finding ways to win here now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's important. Like I said, I think now we got one more game here before Christmas, and it'd be real nice to get a win and go on the break on a nice little streak. But we talked. We needed to go on a little bit of a run here just to get ourselves back into it. And it's 4 games ago. I think we were 11 points out, and right now we still got some games in hand. I'm not sure what happened tonight, but we give ourselves another chance, and we'll have to go home and now get ready for Toronto and get ready. But it's tough in the West. There's just no easy games, and you got to keep pace, or else it just makes it too hard to make up. All right.
Big, strong second period.
Yeah, we kind of have laid an egg in the second period there. They played a good period, took advantage of, how we were playing, but I like the way how we battled back, and I think our goalie did a great job of coming in cold and shutting the door.
What do you think about Sean getting only a goal but the winner in the shootout against
I think we're all happy for him. Must be a good feeling, and, I know he put a lot into this city and the Edmonton Oilers, and I know he's got a big heart for this team, but it's definitely nice to see him succeed, and for us to get 2 points here.
Have you guys dug yourself too deep of a hole to get back in this?
What do you think?
There's time, but there's a lot of teams in front of you.
We'll see what happens.
Sorry, can you talk about that gritty effort, I guess, to come back? And you heard some guys were sick in here and not feeling so well, and just third game of a road trip.
It was a gutsy effort. Like I said, we laid an egg in the second period there, and we found a way to grind it out for 20 minutes, and then find a way to win in the shootout. And I think we got a lot of character guys in here, and we really wanted to finish this road trip off with 2 points.
But I got you back. Gene asked me.
big was maybe that goal with 20 seconds left in the second period when I see you change things for you guys?
Well, that goal obviously was a little push for how poorly we played in that period, and it gave us a little bit of footing to go into the third period with.
It was a pretty gritty effort though to battle back, especially since you said this morning some guys were kind of fighting the flu and not feeling great.
Yeah, I thought we had some missed assignments that really hurt us bad. We had the shot into the shin pads for the breakaway. Some what I call really careless hockey. And, we talked about how we were going to get back in the game in the third period, and I thought the leaders of the team took the bull by the horns and went out and got the job done. I thought we could have won it in regulation, could have won it in overtime. I thought that last 35 minutes was pretty well all us.
When you look at, obviously the leaders led, but to get a win for a guy like Anders Lindback, is that also important?
Oh, it was awesome. He might be one of the hardest working, backups I've been around where, he's in there day out, day in, day out, and he's doing everything possible to stay sharp, and we let him face a breakaway for his first shot again, and that part was tough. But for him to stand tall and help us win that game in the shootout, I think it's great for him. I mean, we need somebody to step in at times. We need somebody that's going to have to go in there and win games, and that should give him a lot of confidence.
It's not the perfect game, but games like this can help build what you're looking to try and build to, it seems like.
Well, for me, it's a real good game in the sense that we've been in that position. We were in that position in Chicago. We're in that position in Detroit, and there wasn't much push. And I challenged him after the second. I didn't talk about the second. I just talked about our third period and what I wanted to see. And I thought, we got exactly what we wanted. A lot of pressure, a lot of chances, and really nothing against.
That's head coach Lindy Ruff.
What happened? You know what? I thought the first 30 minutes we played a pretty strong game. We got up 5-2, and you could see it coming as the second period was coming down to the end, and I think we were just trying to get out of that second period to reset before the third period, and they scored a nice power play goal there to give them some life. And whenever that happens, it sparks them, and so we talked about it. We wanted to make sure that we came out in the third and had a strong first 5 minutes, and they scored within a minute. So the game swayed in their direction, and after that we couldn't really recover. And I thought we were sitting back in our heels a bit the second half of the game, and that can't happen in a game like that. When you're up, you have to keep on forechecking hard, getting pucks in deep, managing the puck. But those things weren't happening. We were loose on the puck, and we got in situations where we could have got pucks in deep, and it didn't happen. So those are all habits that have to be consistent for 60 minutes.
You're new here, of course, but three times you had the lead against San Jose and gave it up. When you see a team like that, Is it practice time? What's it going to take to get them to be a better team playing with the lead?
Well, you have to develop mental toughness as a group, and we got to work on the things in practice with our structure, and but it comes down to compete and just refusing to let bad habits creep in. And like I said, we're up by a few goals. We should have made them come 200 feet every time we had the puck. If it was us carrying the puck in, that's fine. If not, we have to chip and make smart chips in there so we can retrieve the puck. And we ended up being loose with it, and it ended up costing us.
Every coach has his shootout lists and stuff like that. Was Yakupov not shooting a message of how he played the game?
No, it wasn't. We were talking about who the possible shooters were, and we went with the guys with the best percentage. In fairness to Yak, he didn't play the last part. Last 3 minutes of the third and all the overtime. So in fairness to him, he'd be going into the shootout cold, and I don't think that'd be very fair.
In this coaching scenario, who picks the shootout?
It's a collaboration between all the information provided from analytics, but it was between Craig and I.
Did Yakupov not play because you guys were unhappy with it?
Well, I think we got to a situation where we felt them just keep on putting pressure on us, and we dropped down to 3 lines just to try to get us into overtime, and that was the decision about that.
What do you think of Lander's game on the score sheet? Is 6 shots on goal, 4 hits, good in the face-off, kind of what you'd seen down in OKC?
I thought he played well. I thought, as you mentioned, he put some pucks on the net. He was pretty good in the face-off dot, and I thought, he felt pretty comfortable out there tonight. He played strong. He popped a couple in by going in the net, and he was moving his feet really well tonight.
The goalie had some trouble playing the puck tonight. On that power play goal, the one he threw it around and kind of kept the play alive. Does he have to simplify the game or stay in the crease, or have you been here long enough to make a kind of an adjustment?
Well, I haven't been here very long, so that's something that we always work on in practice, is playing the puck. But you want to keep it simple with your goaltenders, and we'll have to look at those plays and see if we're working hard back to be outlets for them.
Okay, thank you.